from town to town with a horse trailer dragging behind. Just a cowboy lost in a modern world. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Not a day goes by, I don't think about how my life used to be. Now I'm out of my prime and I'm losing time, and nobody's calling for me. They used to call my name come roundup time. Now the four-wheelers takes my place, and the cowboy life that I've always loved is getting lost without a trace. But I won't give up and I won't give in. I'm a cowboy till I die. And I know there's got to be a place for me underneath big western sky. Headed out west, gonna do my best to leave the civilized world behind. Just me, my saddle, and an honest horse will try to go back in time, where surely there'd be a warm campfire or a bunkhouse calling my name. But tonight I'll sleep in my pickup truck, 'cause I'm still not playing their game. The world may turn, but the thing they can't change is the way I feel inside. A prairie fire may burn itself out, but you can't snuff a cowboy's pride. I'll be what I am and I'll do what I do. This life is worth fighting for. Yeah, the cowboy life is a life for me and 10,000 more. The cowboy life is a life for me.
Welcome back, True Horsemanship. Here we got a quarter mare. We're finally able to get out around pen where it's not raining. You can't see it because she's blocking it. I got my saddle and my pad out here and all that. Now, am I going to try to saddle her today? No. You know, that's why I said on the first two videos, I want to show you how you at home would be able to approach your horse, because of you wouldn't have the time restraint. So, you know, this first time I moved her to another stall, and I gotta admit, I smiled to myself because she led with a loose rein, and she never got funny, because you gotta remember, this is the first time out she is, and she hasn't ever been handled. So, you know, just like I did in the hallway, I want her to move that hip and pick up. Move that hip. Pick up. And move that hip. Exactly the same thing we did in the hallway. I'm going to let her move out a little bit. All I want her to do right now, I'm not going to lunge her per se. I want to get her used to being handled out in the open. So I'm going to let her move out. Then we'll ask her to disengage. We'll let her move out. Good, good. Now why I said good then, she actually looked at me for guidance there for a second. So I'm just going to pick up, take a step back, disengage. Ask her to move forward. There, good girl. She's got a horsefly right now bothering her. Good girl. What I'm liking about her, I put pressure on, she moves. I take the pressure off, she comes down. I really like that. I'm going to pick up. I just gave her a bump. Easy. So I'm just going to walk with her. Like I said, this is a whole new ball game. We're in a different area. We're out in the open more per se. I got it. Yeah, I told you I was going to keep it real. Yeah, went and got a horsefly off of her. So I know I'm out here in the open that she's not going to be, she's going to be a little different than she was in the hallway. Because this is the first time she's been out in the open with me. So I'm going to be forgiving to her. Rub this crud off of her. So I didn't brush her because I was going to show, I sort of got ahead of the game, but that's alright. I was going to brush her out here. Because a mare like this, I don't want her to think that this round pen is where she comes and runs around. I want her to think this round pen is where she can come and relax.
Oh, I got a question. She getting ready to kick or she want to take off? That back leg was caught.
Oh, she's just being, she's not ready to kick. I can be able to feel through her back. And when I'm rubbing her hip, that'd be tight if she's ready to kick on me. So like I said, what I was planning on doing, but I sort of got ahead of myself because our videos are not scripted. I was going to brush her in here just to, like I was saying, is for her to realize that this round pen is a place for her to relax. And any horse that hasn't been handled, Mustang or whatever, you know, it's just my opinion, I don't want to take them in the round pen and start working them hard right off the bat. You know, basically it's going to be about the same deal that you've seen inside. Now I'm going to start with my rope because this is all prep work for the saddle. And you know, when I'm doing things with a horse, I'm looking for things. Like when I went after that horsefly, her reaction was to split. Me and Cindy was talking about this earlier, and I told her, I said, I don't think this horse is going to have much buck on her, but she's going to bolt on me. So just paying attention to little things like that with a horse that hasn't been handled except for like what I've done with her tells me a lot. Now I purposely haven't done her offside so I can film and show y'all. But what I'm going to start short. Now I'm not standing straight in front of her. I'm at her shoulder. But I got enough line here that I can control her, but I don't have a, I'm not like that. See what happens as soon as I grab there? Because she feels like she can't move. So I'm just going to start my line short and get her comfortable with it. Then we'll take a step back. That way I don't have to chase this mare around trying to get a rope. You know, some people say stand here and keep throwing a rope until they stop. My job is to show y'all things to succeed. So you just start like I did with her. Like I said, I haven't worked this side. But I just started up close and then worked my way out. I'm going to go ahead and do it the way everybody else shows you. See, they'll show you keep doing that until the horse stops. So she's starting to get flighty again. So I'm going to get in here close, pedal on a little bit, and just do it short. Then we'll take a step back. And short. Now take a step back. Yeah, that was nice because you can see the difference. And if I just stay that far away from her and keep throwing a rope at her until she stopped, it's hard telling how long. So I'm going to reiterate. I get in close, go back a step, get in close, and just throw a little bit rope. And when she gets comfortable, like right now, she's nice, relaxed. She's dropped that hip. And remember, all this is prep work for the saddling. You know, we already got her taking the pad, but that was inside the barn. So in a session like this, I don't know how far I'm going to actually get. I got my saddle out here to be prepared if I feel like she's ready. But if I don't feel like she's ready, I'm not going to do it. And right there, she got a little nervous when I threw that rope on her butt. So what I did, I just stopped, give her a minute, another horse fly. I guess I could have brought the fly spray and showed how we get her used to the fly spray. That'll be on the next video. So she's taking my rope. Now I got my 15-foot rope. Now I got my 30-foot rope if I feel like I need it. Easy. Let her stand. Now right there, I will not grab that rope because if you look at her feet, she's ready to flee. So I'm just going to get her set up a little different. There, get all 4 feet under her like that. Easy. See, that tells me nobody's, I mean, with her picking her feet and reacted that way, that shows you she's probably never had her feet picked up either. So, which, I mean, that's another thing we'll hit. So I'm just going to rub my rope here. And I'm going to ask her to move out. I'm going to put some pressure on there. I'm going to put some more pressure on there. You know, right there when she went to go forward, there's an importance teaching her how to disengage that hip. Good girl. Because she didn't pull me across. You know, there's some advantages using a 15 foot versus a 30 foot, but also there's some advantages using a 30 foot. With the 15 foot, yeah, work a little bit shorter rope, but she don't have as much time to get in trouble. In other words, I can control her quicker. If I'm using a 30 foot rope, you know, she got more rope there, as they say, to hang herself. Figure, you know, not literally, but so I'm gonna pull, oh. So what am I accomplishing right now? Two things. I'm getting her used to the pressure on that belly, and also that's my leg. That rope I'm pulling, that's my leg. So she's getting used to my leg pressure also. There, good girl. So, you know, I'm gonna rub it down. And all this, a lot depends on the horse. What I'm gonna do. And of course, depends on how much the horse has been handled. And the personality of the horse. And some of it on its breeding. You know, she's bred to be reactive. Now right there, when she started backing up, and instead of putting pressure on the halter, I put pressure on that rope. And as soon as she stopped, I released the pressure. You know, as we all know by now, that's pressure release, pressure release. Like I said, these first few videos, good girl. You know, to me they're going to be boring, but I gotta think what's best on this horse. You know, she's more important than my ego or trying to look fancy or show off or anything. You know, while y'all watching this video, of course everybody's going to get caught up her reacting, and you won't watch 90% of the time she's soft on this lead line. So I'm going to go up here. Like I said, it's the first time I did this out here. So I'm going to put it on her. Now, I'm out here. What I will do, ask her to move with it. because I wasn't going to do that in the hallway, because I see some horses just with a saddle pad, they'll go bonkers. I want her to feel that on her back, moving around a little bit. There, nice. Yeah, I'm always, when you watch these videos with her, some key components, things I want you to watch, me and her, is like right now. What I want to build on, and I won't get it by lunging her in a big circle for half an hour, but I will get it by the way I hotter trained her and worked her in the barn. Now you notice with the pad, I took it off from here before I just try to approach her with it. So when I first start with the pad, I never try, when I move to the other side, I don't take the pad off, carry it around the other side, and put it on her. Because common sense tells me she's soft with the pad here. You can tell I still haven't pat on her yet. That's coming. There's a lot of things with a little bit more docile horse I would have probably already done with them. But with her, like I said, she's a reactionary horse, and I don't want to take that away from her. Because down the road, I'm going to use it to my benefit. But it's going to be controlled circumstance. So I was saying about the pad, common sense tells me if I got the pad on her and I'm standing here and just start working her with that pad, it will make y'all's life a lot easier. Same way when you, like with her, after she gets saddled a few times, what I'll do is I'll start taking the saddle off from the other side. Like I said, for her first time in the round pen and all, and at home, y'all don't need a round pen. I would recommend a small area, at least 30 by 30, you know, so you got some room to get out of the way if you have to. And but it doesn't have to be round. Make a long story short, of course, my story's always long. So I used to have a 100-foot round pen at one time. That round pen just kept growing and growing, because I just didn't like working in 40 foot, so I just kept adding panel. Before I knew it, I had 100 foot. I'm thinking, darn, this make me work too hard. So I had an arena about this size, and I built me a little, I don't know, 30 by 24 square area. I started getting on working the horses the first time. So the round pen panels, they end up being stall panels and this or that. But that's what I worked it in. And yes, it had corners. But, you know, like if I got a horse that gets a little crazy with me, they go to that corner and then they stop. So we stand there and then we move out again. So there's benefit of having corners. And believe it or not, me standing here in front of my mouth, with her, there's a benefit. Because, like I said earlier, look at that hind leg. She's cocked, she's relaxed, she's paying attention to me. See, that's where I want her to disengage. Just nice and softly. Now, with her, if I go at her faster, she's going to go faster. So we're just going to pet on her a little bit. So I'm bringing her to the saddle. I wish I brought my light one out here, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna, I might not get it on her right now. I don't care. But I'm just gonna pet on her while I'm holding this saddle. Now this is where it's nice to have a helper, because I can free my hands and let them have her head. So that way I just pick up the saddle and just hold it. Pick it up and hold it. The worst thing I can do right now is her to move. I don't want her to move yet. So you see her head's up in the air. She's still got that one leg cocked, but her ears are pinned back. She's ready for the next thing to happen, and she's expecting it to be bad. So I'm just wanting her to stand here. You know, your personal horses, you're not on a time limit. And when you start these green horses out like her, and like you take a Mustang, because it's basically, yeah, she's a well-bred mare, but she hasn't been handled. So she's, you know, next thing to like working a Mustang. So I'm just going to pet on and let her stand here. And then I'm going to slip it off and set it down. Put my pad back on. Get everything out of the way. Not to spook her. And just set it back on her. Like I said, these are going to be, but I'm telling you, if you really watch every little step and take heed of it, it will help y'all. It's a good girl. Good girl. So my plans with her this next week, bring her out here. You know, luxury, the way this is going, you know, a lot of the first steps I like to show you, because I got a paying customer, you know, I gotta hurry up and get to them to make them happy, and you might not film it. Now remember, she's was in Montana, and here in Alabama she was on 40 acres and nobody catch her. So what I'm going to do before I put her up, I'm going to put my line on her so I get control of her. I'm going to work her a little bit with my clicker. There we go. So I'm going to let her go out a little bit. And plus she needs to exercise anyway. But this, right now, I was talking about lunging. I'm not lunging this horse. You know, she's been stalled up and just worked in the hallway. Good. So what happened, you take like Rex out there, it used to be hard to catch. I go there out there with that clicker, and after about the third click, he'll trot up to me. There. Good girl. So you people at home, you know, don't get in a hurry. You know, make sure all your I's are dotted. And got another horsefly. Yeah, I got it. And that's, some people say take a plastic bag to her, which that's what I had in my mind I wanted to bring up. I'm going to be riding her for a while before I put a plastic bag to her, because right now there, that softness you just saw there, and her eyes on me, this mare right now, if I take a plastic bag to her, I'm going to go back a step. So if I get her riding good and handled, she's going to take that plastic bag a little bit better. There. And people, I'm going to give on your long lines and everything, always use a round one, because them flat lunge lines, what can happen is, if you, especially when you're starting a horse or whatever, that horse get in trouble and get that rope around, lunge line around their leg, and all he'll do is pull tight, and then they'll end up burning them. And with a heavier rope like this, you know, if you just let it go, it's going to, you know, fall off. But, you know, like I said, it's the first time her out here, and me knowing her history, I'm pleased. She's a little bit funnier about a little bit, but this little thing, like I approach her and she gets a little silly. I expected that when I came out here. I didn't expect her to do like she did in the arena, the hallway. But the difference is I got control of her. I get there. And if you notice, when I did approach her and she backed up, I just kept approaching her until I touched her. I didn't put my hand out there and say, smell my hand. I'm Robert Redford. You smell it. Cindy's giving me dirty looks back there. But hey, I haven't said nothing about that movie in years. Easy. Yeah, not like I said, I rub my horses, I don't pet on them. But Lord behold, somebody come here, and if I got her out, they're liable to go patting on her, and she, you know, get in trouble. You know, I don't want her to get in trouble. She's a nice little mare. Get some muscle on her and everything. She can do something. Cindy will tell you, she is quick. So, that little is probably boring to everybody. I know me and Cindy, these are like, you know, is what it is. But just take one step at a time. That's the biggest thing. Like I was getting ready, I got sidetracked. Like with the saddling, what I'll do is keep working her this week, and weather permitting, next week we'll put the saddle on for real and tighten it down. But by that time she'll be comfortable feeling it and me rubbing it on her and everything, and by that time I'll be taking it off on the other side and letting my girth down. So that way when I want that first saddling, tighten that girth, just be, oh, is that all? You know, because if you watch her, she's quick to respond, but what I'm liking about her, she's quick to come back to me. See, that's a good example. That wasn't near as bad. Hey, I told you I was going to keep these videos for real, and I'm going to. So, I hope somebody gets something out of this. I guess it shows my fat belly's sweating. That's what happens when you get 66. Some things just ain't as pretty as it used to be. So anyway, with that joking aside, as I always say, be true to a horse, and they'll be true to you. And me and Cindy's had this conversation. And Cindy, I think, can verify this. She can say yay or nay, I don't, whatever. Put your place in that horse's mind. We've had this discussion, haven't we, honey? She's
Yes,
back there,
yes.
say yes. You know, try to, when you're, especially horses like her and Mustangs, put yourself into their perspective. I mean, we're this two-legged creature that they don't know nothing about, per se, other than getting feed. So it's my job, and us as horse owners, to realize that and take one step at a time. I mean, this mare, don't look at the little things she's doing a little bit here and there in this video. Look at her. Where's her head? I mean, she's right on me. I mean, as soon as she gets her little bit out, her eyes are back on me. And that's what I'm looking for. Like right there, see, wherever I'm at, then my eyes are at. So, if you be true to the horse, that's what you get. I mean, like right now, she's listening. She's probably listening more than y'all are. That's a joke. So to my kids, grandkids, special person out there, she's in the shade today. Wash day, lay, Katie, yay, God bless, take care.